Hello everyone, welcome to another video on the channel. Today we're going to look at something a little bit different. Obviously normally I cover a lot of tech stuff on this channel, and technically you could use this for something tech related. However, we use it for bike parts, bicycle parts. We do a lot of chain waxing here at the house since we live in a very dry climate. And in order to do chain waxing, you got to clean the drivetrain, get all the grease off before you actually do waxing for the first time. So we got ourselves an ultrasonic parts cleaner. I thought I'd talk about it because I think it's pretty decent and relatively cheap for as ultrasonic parts cleaners go. If you're in the U.S., this one comes from Harbor Freight, and it's a Central Machinery brand, which is, one of the brands you see at Harbor Freight quite frequently. One of the reasons I got this was because it's big enough to hold a cassette for a bike or, chains, etc. It's a 6-liter capacity. This particular one features what they call continuous heating, which I'll get to in this review because I don't know that I would call that a plus. Also features a digital control panel, which is neat. The stainless steel basket inside it is nice. And otherwise, let's get right into it. The features list is kind of some of it's kind of silly, so. The actual unit itself, we're going to get out of the box here. Really well built. Sometimes some of the stuff that comes from Harbor Freight leaves something to be desired. But I thought this was actually pretty solid looking. The lid fits well. It looks like the kind of lid you would put on like a buffet table. So the digital control panel looks nice. The buttons are really tactile. They feel nice underhand. It looks like it's sealed well. Sometimes these don't fit all that well in different appliances, especially cheap ones. But, we're going to take a look at the rest of the features on this thing. For one, it has a big drain valve. This is just like a quarter turn drain valve. You could plumb this to like a hose or something if you wanted to drain it into a bucket or have this sitting on a bench top. So that's really, really convenient. I was actually kind of pleased to see that it's like a regular plumbing fitting. It's brass. It's sealed. That's maybe I have low standards, but that's pretty cool. And then we take a look at the inside, and the basket that comes with it is relatively robust. I mean, it's a basket. It holds parts in cleaner, so whatever. But I was happy to see we had little handles. Also the plug is white. I don't know why they went with white, but sure. The basket, though, the basket has these little handles that fold in so you can shut the lid. You can lift it out pretty easily. Nothing too crazy there. The inside has a nice strainer for the drain, and also the inside is completely like one piece. So they just, they've pressed that into one piece. So you don't have like seams or anything that's going to leak over time. So I was pretty happy about that. Yeah, I mean, what is there more to ask for in terms of build quality? It's pretty good for saying it's Harbor Freight. The back, you see you have some vents there for the fan for the motor. And then there's this outlet, which the outlet has for the plug, which is like a standard computer power supply plug. It has like a little hood, like a little rain gutter. So in case you splash water out of the top of the thing, it won't just get in the plug. Yeah, so I guess that's cool. I've never seen that before, but good on them, I guess. That's something that I never would have thought about adding. So, I mean, hey, let's get right into it actually working. So we're gonna test this out. I have a cassette from Bicycle here. It's pretty disgusting. So it's got quite a bit of mileage on it using standard wet lube. And we're gonna go fill this bad boy up. My product of choice for degreasing bike parts is Simple Green. Other options are available, but basically I'm going to do like a 1 to 3 parts situation here. So I'm going to do about 1 part Simple Green, 3 parts water. That seems to be a pretty good balance of getting the part degreased without, like, when you're doing it by hand at least, that's a good concentration to get it degreased. So I'm going to try that in this parts cleaner. No idea if that will work at this point, but we're going to go with that, see if that works. So something that I immediately find hilarious as soon as we get this booted up is that they measure the temperature in Celsius despite the fact that the box shows 176 degrees Fahrenheit. And I can't help but wonder, with my cynical take on things, if this is because Harbor Freight is just saving money by having digital, like one less digital box, one less digital thing, rather than, adding an extra for 175 Fahrenheit. And so then you can adjust that, obviously, just by poking the button. It goes up in temperature until it resets down. Then there's just a clicker for on and off. And then on the other side, we just have the start and the timer. And the timer goes up to 30 minutes, but we're going to try 15 for the moment. And the actual noise that it makes sounds like it's sort of being electrocuted. It makes the microphone real mad. It overall really loud, noisy. If you're sensitive to noise, don't put this in the same room as what you're doing. You're probably going to lose your mind. It makes my eardrums feel very funny. So I leave it in the garage, and then I don't do anything in the garage while it's running because I just can't handle it. But it does work, and that's the next part of this video. We have the result. And boy, oh boy, was it a result. Look at this thing. It looks fantastic. We obviously have standard cassette wear on this, but they look amazing. So that's just 15 minutes in this ultrasonic cleaner with some simple green. Yeah, I didn't have to brush this with a toothbrush for, 15 minutes. So stoked about that. So anyway, I've been using this for a while, and honestly, I've been really impressed with it. If you need an ultrasonic cleaner and you have a Harbor Freight near you, go get this one. I paid around $180 for it, and it was a pretty good deal. Only thing of contention is that button that I talked about, the continuous heating thing. That's a little bit of an issue. If you don't turn that off, it doesn't time out ever. So you can just leave that on for days. Ask me how I know. Anyway, any other questions or comments, leave those below. That's really the only critique I have of this unit. Otherwise, it's fantastic. Yeah, that's all I've got. Thanks for watching.